Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cybersecurity Meg, and as always, I'm super stoked that you are here. If you couldn't already tell by the name of today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about Malwarebytes Premium, which is my personal favorite at-home antivirus solution for my MacBook. I always get asked multiple times a week, hey Meg, what antivirus do you use? And furthermore, I have a MacBook, but I can't find any decent antivirus to put onto it. So what do I use? And the real honest answer to that is the reason you can't find a decent, reputable antivirus product for your MacBook is because there aren't many that exist. But thankfully, Malwarebytes Premium has put out a awesome signature-based product that works so easily. And what I really like about this is if you're not familiar with Malwarebytes, they are one of the few antivirus companies that offers both an at-home individual user solution as well as an enterprise solution. And what I really like about the at-home solution, which I'll show you on the dashboard in a few minutes, is the fact that you can so easily incorporate some of the things and functionalities and features that I would normally use in an enterprise version right here at home. For instance, what I really enjoy, I work in cybersecurity, as you know. I work in incident response. Oftentimes, I'm playing around with malware. I'm detonating malware, seeing what's going on with it. And one of the functionalities that's so easy here within Malwarebytes is I can only easily go to this allow list right here, add in the location of the malware that I'm going to be examining, and boom, Malwarebytes isn't going to automatically quarantine the file anymore for me, which won't interrupt all of my cybersecurity shenanigans I have going on. So that's something that I really love right off the bat for people who work in cybersecurity. One of the other fantastic things about it is the fact that the GUI is so gosh darn easy to use. Pretty much anyone can use it. My parents are both in their mid 60s. They're not techie people. They are super basic, oh, I connected the printer, I'm proud of myself kind of people. And even they, with their Malwarebytes Premium, can operate it efficiently and effectively. So to furthermore cover the GUI, what I really like, thankfully, Cybersecurity Meg's MacBook is clean, or else we would see some quarantined items here. What, like I already covered, the allow list is super simple. You can just go in here and add in the exact location if you wanted to stop something from being quarantined. What I also really love for someone who works in incident response, to have an activity log of every gosh darn thing that's happening within your Malwarebytes Premium. I've used and have experience with many other at-home antivirus products, and I've never ever so easily at my fingertips had the ability to go through and see every single thing that's been happening within my antivirus solution. One of the really big concerns that people often have when it comes to at-home antivirus solutions or even enterprise antivirus solutions is how big of an impact is this solution going to have on my device? What kind of CPU is it going to be utilizing, especially when you're running scans? How intensive are the processes going to be? Is it going to slow down the other things that I'm doing? And those are super relevant questions. I completely understand it. So what I wanted to go ahead and do is I thought we should just go ahead and run a quick scan. And while we're doing that, I have my activity monitor for MacBook up here. And I think it's going to max out during the scan at roughly 10% CPU. So we can see right here is about 8 for Malwarebytes, which is really super low. In the past, when I'm using other antivirus products for at home, I'm usually at about 20 to 30% utilization of CPU. And not to mention how quickly this scan went at about 9 seconds. Granted, like I mentioned, I have, thankfully, Cybersecurity Meg has a really clean MacBook with no malware on it. So the scans are super quick, super effective, and the CPU utilization is so gosh darn low that there's no notices whatsoever and impacts to productivity. So if you did have something within your scans that was going to be alerted on, if Malwarebytes Premium identified malware or anything of the sort, you would be able to really easily come here and look at your report summaries so you can see what's going on your device. One thing that I wanted to mention before I get too far into the video is that right now, we're all in luck. Malwarebytes Premium is having a 50% off discount through the end of January, and I have a link for it down in the description box below. So if you want that 50% off deal, go ahead and click on it, because honestly, especially if you have a MacBook, you're not going to find a more cost effective, but also effective at keeping your device safe solution, especially if you're a MacBook. One thing I know I'm talking about MacBooks a lot, and that's because I'm such an obsessed MacBook lover. And if you follow me, you know that. But of course, Malwarebytes Premium does offer the same Malwarebytes Premium offering for Windows devices, for Chromebooks. They also have it for Android devices. They have it for iOS. They cover the full gamut of everything. So no matter what kind of device you have, it's going to be applicable and you can get Malwarebytes Premium. I do want to mention that Malwarebytes Premium for Windows has quite a few bit more features than it does currently offer for MacBooks. So right now, the Windows functionality is a lot of heuristics and behavior based. So it excels at detecting 0 days. And then for MacBooks, it's going to be signature based. So it's going to excel at detecting what's already been known and is being released to the public. On the Windows side, it also offers quite a few features such as ransomware protection, browser protection. If you're navigating inside of your email, say your Gmail didn't catch a phishing link and automatically divert it to your spam or trash box, Malwarebytes Premium is going to notice that you're trying to open a malicious phishing link. It's going to pop up and say, "Hey, Meg, shame on you, don't do that," and it's going to keep you protected. So those are a few of the features that are really nifty when it comes to Windows, and I'm hoping to see them soon on the Malwarebytes Premium for MacBook. So let's hope that those keep in store. So again, what I think is really just so simplistic about Malwarebytes Premium, other than the fact that literally my parents use it and they're terrible tech people, is how easy it is and how aesthetically pleasing the GUI is, while also maintaining the utmost cybersecurity for people. I obviously know how to take good care of my computer. I've been working in cybersecurity for several years, but there are a lot of people who are looking for an antivirus solution that they don't have the skill sets that you and I might have, and they need something that's going to be a lot easier for them to use. And that's where Malwarebytes Premium comes in, with having such an easy to use and simplistic dashboard. So right here, while I'm on the MacBook dashboard for Malwarebytes Premium, if I wanted to turn malware protection off, I could literally just click off and I'm good to go. Of course, I want to keep it on because I want to keep my device safe, but if I didn't want that functionality, you simply click one button and you're good to go. App block is a functionality that Malwarebytes Premium provides for MacBooks. And what that basically means is if you're trying to download and install an application that is not verified, it doesn't have the correct signature, it seems to be malicious, they can't verify who the developer of it is, that it's a legitimate developer, then Malwarebytes Premium is going to act as a safeguard and say, girlfriend, you're trying to download and install something that is going to be harmful to your device. That's going to be applicable for MacBooks. I don't think that functionality is on Windows. So there are a few various features that are offered between Windows and Mac for Malwarebytes Premium. Keep that in mind. Another thing that's really nifty, I want to go ahead here into the settings for Malwarebytes Premium. If you go here under General, if you're not sure what a PUP is, PUP stands for, or PUP right here stands for Potentially Unwanted Program. These are going to be some of the most common things that your antivirus is going to detect. It's going to be some of those softwares you're trying to install. Maybe you're doing a late night Google search trying to automate or make something more efficient, and you think, oh, I should just install this. This blog I found on Google recommended it to me. Malwarebytes is going to be like, that's a potentially unwanted program. So what you can do is you can set it to automatically quarantine, or you can decide it to skip and you can review it before it automatically quarantines that potentially unwanted program. So what I also really like is that you can also set the amount of days in which all of your quarantine items automatically get removed from that repository and kind of gets rid of all that backlog, but it's still going to have in your activity logs what's going on while you're doing this. So you keep kind of everything going on in one place. Of course, one of the best things about antivirus is the fact that it's going to automatically check for protection updates. And I have mine set to 1 hour or every 1 hour because it's not resource intensive whatsoever. It barely, as I showed you, uses any CPU, so it doesn't affect my productivity. If you were really worried about it affecting your productivity, you might set it to just once a day. However, I would highly recommend keeping it at 1 to 3 hours because what it's doing is it's going and checking hey, have any new signatures or any new heuristics and behavior analysis been determined to be malicious in the cybersecurity world? And it's updating that database and it's going out and checking your device and saying, hey, do I recognize any of these new things? So the more often that your Malwarebytes Premium is checking for these updates, the more secure you're going to be in the end. And then what you can also do is you can turn on beta application updates. And what that means is that you're just going to receive beta versions of the application. And I don't have that turned on. I prefer not to work with beta kind of scenarios. So you can also go ahead and, again, this is a functionality that I love in the enterprise that I feel was really well brought to the at-home antivirus, and that is scheduling your scans so easily. Like I mentioned, I've used several different antivirus solutions at home, whether it be on MacBook or for my Windows device. And I have not had this functionality where I can so easily customize my scans. I can change the name of it, I can allow it or turn off the scan, I can tell exactly when it's going to happen, I can choose how often it happens, I can tell what kind of scan I want done, if I wanted to ignore the potentially unwanted programs, and I can also choose whether or not I want the malware to be quarantined automatically or if I want to review it before it gets quarantined. Like I mentioned, I do work in cybersecurity, so oftentimes I am playing around with malware just for fun, teehee. And I don't want what I'm working with to be quarantined and to ruin what kind of analysis I'm doing. So I love having that ability to so effectively and efficiently be able to disable that functionality for myself. Now, of course, if you're not someone who works in cybersecurity, you would not want to disable that. You would want to keep on. And then, of course, for the advanced, again, this is another huge functionality that I love of this product, both for enterprise versions and for Malwarebytes Premium, because I get to choose how resource intensive these scans are on my device. At the very most, like I mentioned, I've only ever recognized about 10% of my CPU utilization being used when I'm running scans, which is next to nothing when you compare it to other antivirus solutions running scans. But if you are working on some project, possibly querying a large set of data or doing something where you didn't want to allot so much CPU to your antivirus scans, what you can do is you can come in here and you can choose what and how resource intensive the scan from Malwarebytes Premium is. So that's something, again, that's really just super easy for you to do. All right, well, I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I want to go ahead and remind you that Malwarebytes Premium is currently 50% off. So if you go ahead and check out the link down in the description box below, then you can get that 50% off deal through the end of January. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Ciao.